what's in a name? A lot of voters call this presidential candidate Mayor Pete, but others are curious about the 9 letters and 3 syllables that follow.
So your name, Buttigieg, I don't know if you've done like Ancestry.com or anything. I did that, and you know, it's really fascinating, the stuff you find out. I'm curious about your genealogy and your history.
Yeah. So my father immigrated to the U.S. from Malta, which is one of the smallest countries in the world. You draw a line from Sicily to Tunisia, and it'll go through Malta. And in fact, the whole country has about the same population as St. Joe County, where I live in Indiana. And the funny thing is, over there, it's like Smith. It's one of the most common names. So much so that there was a president. I wouldn't be the first President Buttigieg in the world. There was a President Buttigieg in Malta who was next door neighbors with my family Buttigiegs, and they weren't even related. The etymology of the name, Tjij means chicken. So it probably means like owner of poultry or lord of the poultry or something like that. If you go over there and you yell, you go into a crowded diner and say, "Hey, Buttigieg," a bunch of people would turn around.
Have you visited Malta?
I have, yeah, not in a little while, but we used to go every couple of years, and it's a beautiful. If you ever get a chance, I don't know if anybody here has had a chance to go. It is beautiful. You actually see it a lot on TV because it can be made to look like Italy or Greece or the Middle East. So a lot of Game of Thrones was filmed in Malta. Yeah. A lot of times they sub it in as Jerusalem or the Middle East. In fact, I wander. You remember that? What was it called? World War Z, that zombie movie. I literally wandered onto the set of World War Z. All the scenes in Jerusalem. Yeah. So I'm looking around. I go into this neighborhood. Suddenly, all the street signs changed to Hebrew. And there were these zombies walking around, but there was like a zombie smoking a cigarette. There were extras waiting for their turn.
Buttigieg is the only child of 2 academics. He says his Maltese immigrant father, a professor at the University of Notre Dame, taught him the importance of watching every penny and classic rock.
When my dad used to take me to school, we had this Chevy Cavalier. I'm pretty sure he literally went he wanted a new car, but he went to the dealer and literally said, "Give me your cheapest car." And so he got this 2-door Cavalier, but it had a tape deck, which by the standards of my dad in the 90s was pretty extravagant. And he had exactly 1 tape, which was Cosmo's Factory, Creedence Clearwater, which is actually great. I mean, it's such a great piece of music that I didn't mind that for probably about 3 years. It was all we ever listened to when we were in the car.
As the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, Buttigieg came out as openly gay in 2015. At the cafe table, he described the process through the lens of his faith journey.
When it came to coming out, I knew I wanted to tell our priest sooner rather than later, but I wasn't sure how to approach it. But I did like anything else, asked him over for a cup of coffee and took a deep breath. I was like, "Hey, something I'd like to talk to you about." And found our church, even as the bigger Anglican church has been going through a process on acceptance, found that he was incredibly supportive. And it meant a lot to me that we were able to have our wedding in the church last year. And he gave a wonderful sermon that reminded me of the, your relationship with somebody you love and your relationship with God are I believe, they talk to each other in a way. And it was a really important moment in my life to be able to take those 2 things that I had been led to believe might always be at war with each other, and instead see how they could reinforce each other. Sorry, it's still kind of emotional just to think about.
Buttigieg also serves in the U.S. Navy Reserve and did a tour in Afghanistan as an intelligence officer.
Our mission had to do with blocking the finance of drug money going into the financing of terrorism.
What was your interaction with the people in Afghanistan?
Well, a lot of it was just through a windshield, because we'd be on these movements, and of course you're a target, sitting there in the vehicle, but the great thing about it was that because my job, I mean, a lot of times I called it military Uber. I mean, we were just, my job is just a driver. but you're in the life of this city, and it's a city. You know, it's a noisy, smelly, lively city. And so you would see people, I think something about the way we imagine war when you just see it on TV is that in a place where there's a war, all anybody's ever doing is fighting a war. Well, this is a city where, you know, there's a guy with a watermelon over his shoulder coming back from the market, and kids crossing the street going to school, and business people. It's a city. There's also a war going on. And so you would see just the ordinary rhythms of life.
One of those rhythms that drew the mayor in was the local bazaar, where he loved to haggle for the best possible deal on hand-woven carpets.
There's nothing like bargaining. Talk about political training. Bargaining for a carpet with an Afghan carpet salesman. And, you know, you'd haggle and you'd BS with them a little bit. And they just show you carpet after carpet. You'd feel guilty because they'd unfold the carpets, and there'd be this kid who would come, pull one off, and unfold it. And you don't like they'd fold up another one, and you got to get a number out of them, right? So you'd go through this ritual for half an hour, and finally you admit that you kind of like this carpet, but you try to get a number out of them, like, you know, but really, like, how much? And you would see him look at the carpet for a long time. But, of course, he wasn't thinking about the carpet. He was thinking about you. He's figuring out the highest number he can say that won't cause you to immediately leave. And so he'll say a number, you know, 800. And you'll be like, oh, gosh, you know, I'm just, I can't. I'm just a lieutenant. Like, I don't have that kind of money. I mean, honestly, I hate to even, this is probably insulting, but I couldn't really do more than $150 for this carpet. And he would say, oh, that's more than I paid for it. I don't want to embarrass you, but we just can't. And you go through this whole kind of ritual, and it's like you're both in on the joke as you're going through this bargaining process.
Buttigieg says one of the biggest lessons of his time in Afghanistan is that making human connections is key.
And at every step, you're kind of informally building relationships to try to get things done. I mean, even to get a vehicle. So a big part of my job was moving people around Kabul, or sometimes we'd have to do a road trip between Kabul and Bagram, which is about an hour drive on the open highway. And even though that was an important part of my job, I never had my own vehicle that I had access to, so I always had to kind of bargain for one.
Interestingly enough, he's now involved in a negotiation of another kind, trying to win over first-in-the-nation voters.
What's your favorite place that you visited in New Hampshire?
Oh, the airport time.